Hello and welcome to Motherhood and Homemaking. My name is Heaven, and today we are going to be getting into week 3 of our simple and intentional living challenge, our 30 days to a peaceful home and heart. Week 3 is all about contentment, learning to slow down and appreciate what we have and let go of the things that we don't need. And honestly, that's not always easy. I know how tempting it can be to think, if only I just had a little bit more or a little bit better, or maybe if my house looked like this person's, all of the different rabbit holes that we can easily go down. But God calls us to something much deeper, to a heart of contentment that isn't based on things, but that is based on Him. So today, as I'm cleaning my home, we're going to be talking about the different things that we can do to find more contentment in our lives and in our home and in our hearts as we go through the 7 tasks that we outlined for week 3 of the 30 Days to a Peaceful Home and Heart Challenge. If you're new and this is your first time on my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. And to catch you up, we have been doing a 30-day challenge. This 30-day challenge is helping us to simplify our lives and our hearts, as well as declutter our homes and our minds. For week 1, we did some physical decluttering, and then for 2, we simplified our schedule. For week 3, we are diving into contentment. So if you want to catch up and join us in this challenge, link down below, you will find a link where you can get a printable or downloadable version of the full challenge. And if you enjoy motherhood motivation and homemaking inspiration, like cleaning videos, home organization, grocery hauls, shopping hauls, days in the life, homeschool content, even a little bit of Disney content, I invite you to subscribe and join my little internet family. Here I take you guys along my faith walk as I journey through motherhood and homemaking, sharing some inspiration and helpful information that I think will help you in your motherhood and homemaking as well, and just being a friend, someone that you can relate to, sharing just what realistically it looks like in my life as a motherhood and a homemaker. I believe that God created us to share in community, not to be alone. And so one way that I create a community is here on my little corner of YouTube. So I went ahead and finished taking down all of the Valentine's Day decor inside of my home, because Valentine's Day is gone, and soon we're going to be putting up some Easter decor, some spring decor, and I'm so super excited for that. So now that all of the Valentine's Day decor is done, I'm just doing my typical daily cleaning. I try to do like some cleaning every single day, and then at the end of the week, typically on Saturdays, is when I go through the house and do like a full reset, get all the laundry and things like that done. I'm going to be sharing a video like that with you guys next Thursday, the first week of March, so that you guys can get a better look at what my monthly resets look like. But while I am cleaning, I'm also reminding myself that contentment starts right here where we are. It's not about having a perfectly decorated home or even having everything in order. It's about being grateful for what's already here. But to start us off with a Bible verse while we're diving into our challenge, Philippians chapter 4 verse 11 says, "I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances." And really that alone is a challenge, to make sure that we are just content in whatever circumstances we face, whatever comes our way. So let's just take a deep breath and choose to appreciate the home, the people, and the blessings that God has already given us, because that is a great start. So maybe there are things in your home that don't really serve you anymore. Extra stuff that just adds clutter, both physically and mentally. So I want to invite you to just think about some things in your home that you can release, and not just objects, but also expectations, comparison, stress over things that don't truly matter, and try to make some space for peace, for joy, for what actually fulfills our heart. So for day 1 of week 3 of our challenge, we were given the opportunity to spend a day without social media. And I did this, and in doing so, I was a lot more productive in what I was able to accomplish. I never really realized how much time I spent scrolling down social media. In fact, me and my husband would talk about this, and he would be like, "I see you scrolling," and I'd be like, I don't do that. Nah, I don't do that. I don't have time for that. But the truth is, I really do, and it's so easy to just get lost in it. You really are focused on what's on the screen and not really focused on what's going on around you. So you don't even realize how much time time has gone past. Spending a day without social media was not only beneficial for me in helping my productivity level, but it also was an eye-opener for me as well. Day 2 was to practice gratitude and to list out 5 things that we are thankful for. So I keep this little journal, and it's called Rise and Thrive, and every day it prompts me to write down what I'm thankful for. So easily the first thing that I am thankful for is God, His grace, His mercy, His forgiveness, His love, and Jesus and His sacrifice. So that's all in one plus more. There is no way that I can really truly express how thankful I am for His daily guidance and His daily grace. But number 2, the thing that I am thankful for is my family, because that love, the love that family embodies, is a love that I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. So to have my husband and my children here with me, doing life with me every single day, I'm truly thankful for that. The third thing that I felt was really important for me to be thankful for was my role as a mother and homemaker. And that's because sometimes we might forget, in the midst of talking about how difficult it is and how exhausting it is, we can sometimes forget to just pause and realize just how much we have to be grateful for and to be thankful for. I'm just blessed and thankful that I even get to stay home and watch my kids grow up. I don't have to, send them away from the home, because we're blessed that my husband is able to provide for us so that I can stay home with my children. And that is a blessing in itself. But, to just have people depending on me, to know that they trust me and that the Lord trusts me as well to take care of them, which are His children first, that is something else to be thankful for. So number 5 on the list of things that I'm thankful for, I'm just thankful for His creation, all the things that He has created for us, because in letting go of things, you make room for just the beauty of what God has created for us. One thing that always gets to me is winter blues. I'm just not a huge fan of the winter, but as I've been, trying to slow down a little bit in my days, in my life, it has forced me to kind of just take in everything surrounding me, and that includes going outside and enjoying the winter. And I have to be honest and say I'm still not a huge fan of it, but I'm definitely very grateful for the beauty of it. I never really slowed down and just looked at just how beautiful and gorgeous it is, the flocked trees and everything in the backyard once the snow falls on the pine trees, all of that. So just God's creation. He has created everything that we need in order to thrive in life, to where honestly we don't need anything else. We can be content and just being grateful for what God has given us, which is everything that we need. And for number 5 of the things that I am thankful and grateful for is just good health and life and our extended friends and family. It's just, honestly, the point here is that I'm pretty sure I've named so much more than just 5 things. And so when you are tasked with thinking of some of the things that you are thankful for, you will realize okay, there's a lot of things I have to be grateful for. So what is there that I have to complain about? So I love that. So day 3 was to avoid impulse shopping for 24 hours. Guys, I knew this would be hard for me, but I did not realize just how hard. The reason this was so hard for me in this day is because we have an upcoming trip coming up, and whenever we are getting ready to go on a trip, I always do a little pre-shopping, making sure that we have everything that we need to make our trip a lot smoother, to make sure the kids have what they need, so that once we get there, everything will just be comfortable for everything. And so in the midst of me trying to make sure we have everything, I had to stop myself from getting anything. And on day 3, the day that this fell on, I had a whole list of things that I really needed to get, but I was like, you know what? The fact that I feel like I need it is a problem in itself, because to be quite honest, we probably have the things that we need, but I'm just wanting it for a little bit more convenience, or because I like it a little bit more. So that was also a really great wake up call for me, because in that moment I'm like, this is hard. I really need to get this stuff for our trip. But the truth is that I didn't need it. And the fact that I thought that I did, that was a problem. So that day wasn't necessarily just about not buying anything for a day. It was more so about the realization for me. Number 4, enjoy a free or simple activity with your family. So one thing that my husband randomly does when he's out at the store is just like find little fun like board games, because back when I was a child we played board games so much more than what we do nowadays. And so we have like a closet full of board games, but the truth is that we just don't play them a lot. So we pulled out one of our board games and just decided to go out and just play. That is just something that you can do with your family, is just play a board game. You don't have to have something to do outside of the home. You can just stay at home and you don't have to spend any money. Just find like a game that you can play with your kid and with your husband, your spouse. Find something that is completely free that you can do with your family. So board games, that is a great one. Number 5 is to let go of comparison and just focus on your blessings. So this was important for me. So as a Disney loving family that travels to Disney World quite very often, and then with trips coming up, sometimes I will watch a video saying, okay, let me make sure I have everything that I need, and let me just go see what other people are buying, because maybe they have something that I could probably use too. I feel like when we are using what someone else is doing as like our typical guideline of comparison, we're not really using the room or the space to create our own tradition. For instance, for us, everybody goes to Disney World and they always get the pink sprinkle donut. So I have to get the pink sprinkle donut too. It's just a thing. This time around, I'm gonna just veer off the typical what every Disney lover do and create our own family traditions. So I'm letting go of all of the past things and we're starting completely new traditions and completely new must do things, something just completely different, not your typical Disney vlogger things. In homemaking, I see the same thing. Everyone is like, okay, this is the must-have cleaning sponge, it's the best cleaning products, and sometimes you will find out that what's best for one person is not the best thing for you. So yes, I love sharing my favorite cleaning products with you guys, but you will notice that I kind of just don't do that all the time. For instance, my favorite broom is this here broom you see me using, and it's called the Swapped broom, and that's because you can swap out the heads in like a quick second. It takes no effort at all to swap out the head. You can swap it with a microfiber mop head, different broom angles. You can swap it out for so many different things, and it's my favorite broom. It's solid wood, very durable. I don't want to use any other broom ever in life. This is my favorite broom. But I don't often share stuff like that here on this channel with you guys, not as much as I kind of want to, and it's just because I truly believe that every family, they have their own unique things that they love, and I don't want to be like the person that's like, okay, this is what you need, this is the best thing, go ahead and get it, because there's a lot of that out there. And really, whatever you find, whatever you have, what you have is good. What you have, it's more than enough, and that's what contentment is about. So just be thankful and grateful and happy for the thing that you kind of already just have. You don't need the next best thing, because we just don't. Number 6 is to simplify your to-do list and remove 3 non-urgent tasks. So last week for week 2, we also was giving the opportunity to let go of 1 unnecessary commitment. Tasks are a little bit less tedious than commitment. I had wanted to go and take Noah to experience more things outside of our home and trying to get him out more in the winter time. So one of them was to take him to Home Depot. They do like a wood workshop class there where they just build like a quick little wooden project, fun little thing for kids to do just to get out of the house. And the truth is that we often do things like that here in our home. We don't even have to leave the house to do it. And I don't think that it was something that either of us really wanted to do so much. Like, he enjoys the building aspect, and that's something he can do home and probably enjoy it more with his father. But I was doing it just because I felt like I had to. Just because I was guilty, feeling like, okay, I don't get him out. I don't take him to experience as much in the wintertime as I do in the summertime. And I felt like in that moment, I might have been falling into comparison thing all over again. So I went ahead and just let go of that. And then the other 2 is that I try to often do laundry every single day. It makes it a little bit easier for me later in the week. But on this day, I decided, like, okay, it's not an urgent task. It's just a thing on my to-do list. I don't know, I guess I just didn't feel like going through the motions, so I let go of that one. And then the very last thing on my to-do list for this day, I really wanted to go to the store and pick up some things for our upcoming trip. I didn't really feel like bundling up the kids, loading them into the car, going out in the cold winter weather. The reason I let go of that non-urgent task is because one, it's not urgent. Two, I can probably just find it from Walmart and have it delivered. And three, if I go inside of that store, I'm probably gonna buy way more than what I actually needed. So instead, I actually ended up shopping on the Shein website, where you can normally find cheaper. I just went ahead and shopped a few things in the Shein website, and you guys, I'm telling you, like, you can find things for $1, sometimes for like 90 cents, 50 cents, and then for like things that you might normally get on Amazon for like $20 is probably like $8 on Shein, and the quality is still probably the exact same. So I didn't go to the store that day and go shopping to run errands. I didn't do a load of laundry, and we didn't go to the wood workshop class at Home Depot. Already my day was a little bit more simple. And number 7 for week 3 was to read scripture about contentment and trusting God. And so basically I have a few of them that I read that I will share with you. So Philippians chapter 4 verse 11 through 12 says, I have learned to be content with whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. And so this is definitely a goal. I would love to be so content in any situation and in every situation. That is something that I'm truly striving for. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verses 6 through 7 says, but godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. And that just tells us just how little value our possessions actually hold, and just makes us want to hold more true to things that are less tangible, things you cannot buy, more so experience in our family and spending time with them. Our time is much more valuable than any of our possessions. So do not worry saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what should we wear? For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Hebrews chapter 13 and 5 says, keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 through 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Psalms chapter 23 verse 1 says, the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. And Jeremiah chapter 17 verses 7 through 8 says, but blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. They will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its fruits by the stream. It does not fear when he comes. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in a year of drought, and never fails to bear fruit. And all of these are just ways that we can be reminded that true peace and true contentment comes from not our circumstances, not our physical items, but from trusting in God's provision and plan. So I just want to remind you that this all seems like a lot. This challenge is supposed to be a challenge. It's supposed to be something that is hard for us. And so it's not something for us to look at and be like, oh my goodness, like I'm an awful person. So don't beat yourself up about it. If you find yourselves not being very content in what you have, because you are doing an amazing job in the way that you show up for your home and for your family every single day. Even the smallest tasks have purpose when we do them with love. And so today, let's just choose gratitude over comparison, peace over perfection, and contentment in the goodness of God. And let's do so without beating ourselves up about it if ever we've had any shortcomings, because God doesn't do that. That's not the type of love that God teaches us to have. Again, if you've been following along in this challenge with me, let me know how you've been doing. Comment below, say hi. I love to hear from you guys all the time. But I really hope that this video have given you some friendly and uplifting motivation. Hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one for the fourth and last week of our 30 days to a peaceful home and heart challenge.